Hello, Namaste and Tashidele to all of you. This is Padmavajra, a Tantric Buddhist yogi based in Nepal. First of all, I would like to wish all of you a very auspicious new moon and lunar new year. So today I decided to make an important video on a subject that has been concerning me since quite a few years. However, I've seen that the situation has exacerbated in recent times. The topic is misappropriation of Tantra and other ancient Eastern mystical traditions. So in today's digital world, especially on platforms like Instagram, we can see numerous spiritual teachings and practices flooding our newsfeed. And we also see many ancient practices such as yoga, kundalini, tantra that have been taken out of their spiritual, historical, and practical context and molded into something that is not authentic. So, sacred techniques that once required several years of dedication, several years of research and practice, and spiritual sacrifice and renunciation are unfortunately now marketed as instant gratification tools. So while talking about authentic spiritual paths, an important point to understand is that these traditions, these paths were not created for quick consumption or instant gratification. They operate within complex framework that has been developed over centuries, with teachers gaining experience to their own meditation practices and then passing that knowledge and experience to worthy disciples. And then this lineage continues uninterruptedly. In case of Tantra, this tradition has existed for millennia. First in ancient India, from where it was transmitted to the Himalayas, where it's still practiced, preserved, and it's in fact a part of the daily lives of people. So I recently saw certain social media influencers misusing tantric imagery, using them outside their spiritual contexts, and that offended many Asian practitioners. That is something that we must avoid. That's a major pitfall. Of course, we're living in a free world and people have the choice of practicing their own spiritual traditions. But it is not okay to misappropriate any spiritual tradition, whether it's Tantra or any ancient indigenous traditions, because those practices have their own context. They work within their own individual framework. In order to understand and appreciate them, it is crucial to develop correct understanding by doing research. Now, when I talk about research, we are living in an incredible time where many authentic teachers from across traditions are offering courses, teachings, both on meditation and philosophy. So when we have such resources available, why should we bypass that and misappropriate teachings? So when we understand the practices in their own correct framework, that helps us understand the unique view, the unique worldview that these traditions possess. Even within Tantra, it's a very vast tradition. We have Hindu Tantra, which itself is very broad. Then we have Buddhist Tantra, which again is very broad and very diverse, so on and so forth. So even within the Tantric tradition, there are so many different perspectives, the viewpoints, the philosophies, rituals, practices. They vary from lineage to lineage. They vary from tradition to tradition. And they are very well structured and organized. And fortunately for us, in these days, we have the access to such teachings as well. Even online, post-COVID, Zoom teachings and webinars became very common because many practitioners cannot travel to Eastern countries like Nepal and India, where these practices have been preserved and are still practiced. So many authentic teachers, scholars even, researchers, they are providing courses and lectures online too, so that they can protect and guard these ancient teachings. So if we have such wonderful teachings and resources available at our disposal, it is important for us if we are sincerely interested in learning these traditions, to go to the source, to go to the authentic teacher, so that we can gain a correct understanding of these practices and incorporate them in our own daily practices, with which we can benefit ourselves and ultimately all sentient beings.